Hey everyone, hey, Paul the Gregley. Wow, what a great start for 2025, and I'm up here in Massachusetts and meeting my staff and all the new students that have joined our school. It's been just one hell of a run, and this particular segment is going to give you really something to think about, and it's called Elevate, Elevate, and Evaluate. And if you evaluate and elevate, it's going to be a big difference because I'm going to tell you one thing. It's all about discovering your values and beliefs and where you want to be in Q1. So I'm just going to break it down. I'm going to be real simple with you, and I want you to digest it. And, the most important thing is I want you to take action. There's one thing just listening to me, but if you don't take action, then you're going to be in the same boat as you were a week from now or a month from now or last year or so on and so forth, okay? So let's start off with the most important thing that if we don't take care of our body and our mind, then the game's over. So it's health and fitness. And I have to tell you, I'm not the biggest advocate of not taking care of yourself. I've taken care of myself all my entire life, with sports and then after sports and so on and so forth. But you got to have the energy, you got to have the passion, you got to have the juice to get you through the day. You just can't go through the day. You got to just make a difference and then do your checklist psychologically and say, well, I did this, I did that. What did you do for the week? What did you do for the month? And so on and so forth. So you got to have health and fitness. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a fitness guru or you got to be a health guru. I'm not saying that, but you got to do something. And scientifically, they say at least 4 times a day, 20 minutes a day. Now, whether it's walking, whether it's running, whether it's a treadmill, whether it's your bike, whether it's swimming, whether it's strength training, whether it's aerobics, wherever it might be, that's entirely up to you. You've got to decide that. Number 2, and this is really important. I'm going to make it real simple. You've heard me say these before, financially. So how do you do and how well do you think you're doing financially? It's like watching a basketball game, a baseball game, a hockey game, a soccer game, girls basketball. It doesn't matter. In order for you to know who's winning, you got to look at the score. Guess what? It's not any different in this business as well. So you got to think about that, and you got to think about it in 2 aspects: your personal life and your professional life. Okay? Most people just get through the day, and it's just death after death. They're just chasing their tail. But you need to analyze. You need to think about it. You need to sit down with your bookkeeper, sit down with your accountant, sit down with whoever, and find out what the score is. That's critical, okay? Number 3, okay? Now, this one is huge. Now, that's about your relationships. So you got to decide. So, 1, personal. It's with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your significant other, whoever it might be, or your wife, or your husband, whoever it might be. But you got to have a date night. You got to communicate, and then more importantly than that, you got to listen. One key word, and it's called balance. You got to have a balance in your life. So you got your personal relationships, you have your family, and then you have your friends. And then you got to decide which one are the most important. And by the way, don't be around toxic people. Don't be around naysayers. Don't be around negative people. They're not bad people. You just got to decide whether or not this individual is bringing value to you, whatever it might be. And not more importantly than that, you got to have fun. So you got to go out. If you have dinner together, you have lunch together. If you sit and you talk and you chit chat, whatever you might do, you got to have fun, and that's the key. Don't be judgmental. Okay, Mother Teresa had a great saying, and Mother Teresa said this: "When you love someone, you'll never find time to judge them." So it's very, very, very important to put your hand on a button and love that person. And here's the key: understand the other individual. Because a lot of times we change our state of mind and we just snap. And how many of you have ever had said something to somebody and then when you walked away and you said, oh God, I wish I didn't say that, I wish I hadn't done that. And that is a huge factor, because once you say it, guess what? You own it. So you'll never get it back. It's like a piece of tissue paper. Once you tear a piece of tissue paper, you never get it back again. The last thing, and boy, this is the time of the year, it's all about your career. And a lot of us have been thinking about our career. We've been thinking about moving, making a new move, and a judge. Here's my best advice to you. Do not go from better to worse. you go from worse to better. Each time you step up, whether it's an increase in your pay, whether it's an increase in your vacation pay, whether or not you're going to be happy, because whoever you're surrounded by, that's what you become. If you don't have a good leader, and the leadership is not about him or her, it's about you, and you specifically define what you want, and you understand. Because I tell you, in business, you got to be sensitive. You got to be caring. You got to be loving. You got to be understanding. I think I said this to you before. All of you out there, the most important thing is for you to become a servant leader. I learned that when I was in my 20s. I learned it in West Palm Beach. I learned from a great guy by Ken Blanchard, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, Dennis Waitley. These individuals had what we call servant leadership. And when you have servant leadership, you do two things. A is you provide opportunities for people within the organization, okay? And two is that you have fun with the people you work with. And that's really the key. If you don't have any of that, the game is over. So when you talk about rediscovering your values and beliefs, 4 biggest components. I tell you, those 4 components are things that people zero in on when it comes to the New Year's resolution. They want to take care of their body. They want to have a better relationship. They want to be better financially set in a good position, okay? And they want to have a better career. And I tell you something, when it comes down to your career, when you love what you like to do, time disappears. Time disappears. It goes away because you enjoy what you do. I hope you have a great week, a great day, a great weekend. We'll see you next week for the last of this series, and it's going to be fun. It's all going to be about your transforming your financial planning into what I call freedom. Freedom is to be able to do what you want, when you want, whenever you want, with whom you want. Have a great day. Be good. Have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.